weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, where I had something written down, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yes.
For my intro, I remembered it.
No!
The brain has brained, and I remembered.
Shit.
I put all of the juices, of the brain juices into motion, and I've come up with what it was. I remembered.
I've been forsaken.
I have remembered what it was. So, it was, I don't remember what I wrote down, but I remember what the topic was, which is important.
Okay.
How much of an impact do you think episodic shows releasing all at once versus over a week period, in fact, impacts their popularity?
Hugely.
And yeah, but like, to what extent? Because it's really something.
Every extent. If you shows that drop all at once are dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Because the internet moves just that fast. Everyone moves just that fast now.
Yeah, that's true.
They watch it all instantly, and then the stragglers watch it when they're ready. But then by the time the stragglers watch it, there's no discussion to be had. No one's discussing it, so it doesn't get discussed. And they don't bring it up because it's an old topic.
Right. And that's pretty relatable because for many shows, I was a straggler. Like, I didn't want to watch Game of Thrones when it was popular. And I didn't want to watch Breaking Bad when it was popular. Not to be edgy or cool or anything. And just like, I don't really care. And so I just didn't. And then watched it many years later after it was either the parts that were being talked about in like Game of Thrones were already over and we were in a different season. Or the show had already ended with Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about how Fallout dropped all at once. Heard about it for maybe 3 days, like could not avoid it. It was everywhere on my ex.
No, on Twitter.
Tomato. Could not avoid it. And now it's barren. Nothing about it.
Not a word, not a peep.
Not a single thing.
I don't even see fandom discourse about it. That's how you know it's dead in the water.
It's so dead, and I was thinking, if they just dropped this weekly, because of how good the show actually was, it would be forever. You'd be talking about it for so long.
I'd be popping off. People talked about, Rings of Power every week that it came out, and then some.
And a lot of the topic was that it wasn't very good. Like, obviously we disagree. We like the show. We had a really good time watching it, and we're excited for season 2. But like you saw, or maybe you saw, and I pointed things out that were like a lot of the people's, talking about it were in the negative aspect, but they were talking about it.
Yeah.
And that's what matters about the show. That's probably why, in part, that there's a season 2 is because it had it made more money, even if the discourse about it was negative.
Yeah, someone brought it up with Velma getting its season 2. It's that normies watch it. So if normies are watching it week to week, then it's doing really good.
Yeah, and the normies, they outclass everybody in sheer numbers.
Yeah, and they're not talking about it much on social media, but they're watching it.
Right. Yeah, and the people that are talking about it, mostly from what I've seen, are just shit talking it. But again, that doesn't matter because they're talking about it.
Yeah, and they watched it. They gave them that view.
Right, exactly. And then it, for every one shit talk about it, it attracts, 3 to 5 normies.
Yeah.
that's just math. Come on.
They go in expecting something they can also shit talk, and they're like, wait a minute, this is actually really good.
This is actually the best thing I've seen. Yeah, you mentioned actually quite a bit how the ability to binge watch shows ruins the show experience.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's really interesting. Before I would have argued against you, but I've come around.
Oh, you've seen the light.
I have. More so, rather than what people prefer to do, but more so the impact that it has on the show itself.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really big deal. I don't care how anybody chooses to watch their show, but I do think there's like you, a very large negative to have the ability to binge watch.
It's too much power for one human. They're not going to slow themselves down. Even I can't slow myself down sometimes.
And we understand the negative aspect of that. Like, sure, the show. This could have been a whole other topic. The show is like gonna have peak viewership instantly, and that's gonna be really attractive to the people that make money off the show, the investors, the producers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you need longevity, and that's what you miss when you drop it right away.
Yep.
Which is a bummer for shows that are good.
Because we need to start making long shows that get multiple merch drops throughout the year for multiple years.
Now, long shows, you mean episode, like a number of episodes, not length, right?
Yeah.
Or do you?
I could do with shorter episodes. Kind of sick of these hour-long movie-length episodes.
They are adding up. It's true. Netflix loves to do them.
Netflix wastes a lot of time too.
They sure do. Fallout was no different. Though Fallout, I think, had a good. Their episodes were good enough to justify the hour.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time.
It's true.
I at least thank them for that.
Welcome to episode 116 of Your Ridiculous.
Whoa!
My name is Luke. I'm one of your hosts, and with me, as always, is your other host, Wolf.
That's me.
That is you. Last week, may or may not be obvious, we talked about Fallout.
Blood into this week.
What a show it was. I liked it. It was great. And I actually learned some Fallout lore just from like seeing stuff about it on social media.
Oh, nice. Now you're really tapped in.
Yeah. I dip my toe in the water.
Maybe I'll play it one day.
Maybe
one day.
You do have like all of them.
I got the two good ones apparently, and I don't know when I bought them, but I have them.
You do have maybe one day. You'll be a straggler just like everybody else.
It'd be like that.
This week, though, we're just doing a little mini update. We like to do these from time to time when there's a lot of small things that we just want to mention, but don't want to devote a whole episode to.
Yeah.
And we got a couple things cooking in the locker.
Let's locker.
Dive right in. What in the never
in the locker?
I've cooked stuff in a locker before.
I'm sure you have.
Well, I cooked up some
stew.
Some biohazard oranges. Call in the SWAT team to remove those. Fight off the gnat swarm.
Terrible.
Oh man, not once, just twice. Twice. Didn't learn my lesson the first time.
Clearly not.
All right. What is your first one?
My first thing is The Amazing Digital Circus. It's an online animated 3D indie show about Pomni, who's been trapped inside this digital world called the Digital Circus. And I guess they hit their full funding, or like enough funding to just make the show recently, and they released episode 2 yesterday, or on Friday.
Oh, I remember you talking about this one.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
It's so weird.
It's weird, but I'm loving it.
Where is it on?
YouTube.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. This, if you just look up the name, there's so many, like, different things to look at, and I'm so uncomfortable.
The content farms went apeshit on this one.
Oh, I bet.
But
what is the plot?
The plot is that the main group of the green group, Pomni, Jax, Gangle, Ragatha, Kinger, and Zooble are people who like put on a VR headset. For some reason or another, they are now like stuck in this virtual reality world. And so I guess it's more of a character exploration thing, because there's no like solution to their problem. They're just stuck here and have to live with it.
Oh, lovely. Who is the teeth eyeball man?
Oh, that's Kane. He's not a human. He's the AI that's in charge of the place. He gives them adventures to go on so they don't go crazy.
These other 7 are humans.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Gangle. She's the bundle of ribbons.
Yeah, that's right. Interesting.
Followed by Kinger, the chess piece.
It's 3D animated?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's also like a lot of art that's 2D.
Cringe.
Interesting. So what is it you like about it so much?
I guess I've got really strong characters, and I guess that tracks since the creator says she plans for it to be like a character exploration thing more than like a big lore drop with ongoing mystery. That there just is that mystery.
So it's not like a narrative.
No.
No. Okay. Interesting. How many episodes is it supposed to be?
7 or 8.
Okay.
So a couple. It'll be coming out throughout this year. As the one was nice, a little memey. Episode 2, really well written. That one has like one of the NPCs kind of is so realistic. It's like he has like this realization like, oh, I'm not real. I'm an NPC, etc., etc. Has like it shatters his world. And Pomni, the main character, she can kind of relate to that since her struggle sort of for that second episode. She feels like she doesn't matter, that she's unimportant, and that she's gonna abstract, which is for them it's like dying but worse, and no one's gonna care.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I'll have to give it a watch.
A little looky loo.
A little look. See. Well, I'll decide if it's actually good.
Ah!
Well, you just watch everything.
No.
I'll decide if it's actually worth my time.
Ridiculous.
I'll give it a watch.
I watch the things that matter, like our like real estate set in a fantasy world.
Don't waste my time. Real estate in a fantasy world. Get out of here. I've seen the lists of the like anticipated anime. I know the garbage that you watch.
How many different ways you can get zapped into a fantasy world?
Yeah. Okay. Is this just not like a spin-off, but a rip of Freddy Fazbear, Five Nights at Freddy stuff?
I don't think so. I haven't gotten that vibe.
Okay. Well, because to me, from someone outside that sort of fandom, when you say humans get stuck in a VR headset, that's my immediate, like, when I think, like, when I try to understand what to expect, that's my immediate go-to.
Ah.
And like, okay, more Five Nights at Freddy's stuff.
I see. I think FNAF, it leans more to like the outside looking in horror prospect of it, but this one is more, something horrific is happening, but it doesn't focus on how horrific it is. It's more like their day-to-day lives dealing with it. Like, this is their life now, so they just deal.
Yeah, they just accept it as is. It's just like a matter of fact that this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Interesting. Well, are they like monthly? You said there's multiple episodes.
I'm not sure what the release schedule is, but they have promised like I think 8 episodes.
Nice. All right.
Well,
the likelihood of us doing an individual episode on this depends on my thoughts about it.
We shall see.
We'll see if it's. It looks. I mean, at least from the images, obviously I can't tell. But the animation looks decent.
Oh, nice.
And the characters are at least interesting.
Appealing.
You can't say they're not interesting. You see eyeballs in a mouth, and that's not interesting.
Pair of dentures.
Funnily enough, my first one as well is also a show.
Oh, perfect.
This one is on Netflix. It's called Blood of Zeus.
Blood of Zeus.
Now, stop me if you've heard this before, but the premise is Zeus falls in love with a mortal woman and has
I gotta stop you right
son. There. Oh no! But here's the twist.
Okay.
Hera gets pissed at him.
Wow! She's never done that before.
Okay. More to the point. That is the premise of the show, but this is Hera's final straw. She goes utterly berserk and is essentially going to start a big war with the gods and titans and demons and all these other things. She has a whole sort of malicious intent built up.
Yeah.
Originally, I wasn't really going to watch this. I saw it as a recommendation thing. However, it's made by the people that make Castlevania.
I see it.
And so there's a big expectation there that it's going to be pretty reasonable, right? Like Castlevania 1 or Castlevania just regular is really good. Castlevania Nocturne more recently in I think 2022, maybe 2020 was also really good. And this has a very similar animation style to Castlevania Nocturne and obviously to some extent original Castlevania. And then I looked at the cast list, and Matt Mercer is one of the voice actors. So if he's signing on to the project, it must be, at least somewhat reasonable,
Yeah.
It's not like he needs jobs. So.
Not hurting for cash.
Exactly. So far, I'm in 4 episodes into the 8 episode of, it says season 1. I don't know if there's going to be more.
Apparently, yes.
I have. Oh, apparently?
Yeah, I'm looking at least on IMDb, it says there's a second season coming on May 9th.
Oh, all right then. I don't know. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, just in time.
This came out in 2020, so it's a few years old, obviously. However, it was only recently recommended, and I've seen a few things on it on Twitter as well. So there has been some resurgence. I'm guessing it kind of got locked away among the, all the stuff releasing during the pandemic.
Yeah. And
it just kind of got swallowed by all that. Because there was a lot of shit coming out because nobody could do anything in person. So the show looks great. All the animation is really good. The attacks, the combats are really fluid and they're really enjoyable. My gripe with the show so far is that of the 4 major plot twists so far, I've guessed 3 of them.
It's like a Lucas guess, or it's an obvious thing kind of guess.
I think one of them was a Lucas guess, clairvoyance. I think you could probably guess at least one of them, if not the other one as well.
I see.
However, that hasn't diminished my enjoyment of the show. But I'm not, and my gripe and why I wanted to talk about this, and maybe not a full-length episode, was because I'm not exactly sure if the show is good. I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it so far. A lot has happened, but I'm okay, when are we going to, when is the show going to start? It's kind of how I feel.
Right.
I'm not as sure, if it's really gone anywhere, but so much has happened, and I've learned so much. But I'm if that's the case, is this show even good?
Just hitting you with the lore dump.
It's a lot of, episode 4 is very heavy on the lore dump because it's supposed to be a big reveal, but it didn't hit me because I had already guessed the reveal. So it was kind of a whatever episode. But I'm expecting good things out of the next one, just reading the descriptions and kind of knowing what's to come. So, it's very, traditional Greek story.
Right.
It's Zeus with an illegitimate child and Hera gets pissed. This time, though, the difference is sort of Hera starts to take a stand and sort of split up the gods and bring back the Titans and the demons and all that stuff.
She's girl bossing.
She is girl bossing hard. And, it's interesting. I'm going to finish it. But I'm not sure if it's good.
I was looking at the image. I thought this was going to be a Hades animated series, the game.
Oh, that would be good.
Because even the main character looks like Zagreus, but it's not.
Yeah, it does actually look very similar to a lot of Hades still image art.
But you know what?
Because, go ahead.
I'll give it the 3 episodes and I'll tell you if it's good or not.
Okay, yeah. I'm give it the 3 episodes. But I'm going to say this. I'm not actually sure if this is a show that you would like because there is a reasonable amount of just sifting through the lore dump.
Oh, they're just talking at you.
It's okay. It looks so good though. But this is also one, unlike how I normally watch things, where I can just put it on and then do something else.
Oh, it sounds like it's not a good one.
Well, who knows? You do it all the time.
Perhaps.
It's easy to consume. It's easy to understand what they're talking about. So No. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool, but I also think it's interesting because it's a show I want to watch, but I'm not sure if it's good.
The shiny paint's getting you. A real demon slayer.
Well, the shining paint doesn't always work because fucking Demon Slayer is terrible. And this could easily be terrible, but something about it is intriguing.
I'll have to make sure. See if I can roast you for it next episode.
No. Listen, you can't roast me for this if I can't roast you for all the garbage that you've consumed.
Listen, I know it's garbage, though. I'm watching it because it's garbage. You're not even sure if this, you like it for it being good.
No, I'm not sure if it's garbage. I'm willing to admit that if you think it's garbage, I'll say it's garbage. But I'm saying up front that I like it.
I see.
But I'm also, but it could be good. Maybe all three of the plot guesses were Lucas guesses, and I just ruined it for myself.
Too smart.
Right. Maybe, the clairvoyance got ahead of me. Because there is some aspects of the show that it's actually pretty neat. But yeah, we'll see. You got to give it the 3-episode tester.
Naturally.
And tell me how the intro, not the intro.
The OP?
The OP.
Oh, the animated one for this?
No, it doesn't even have one really. It's more of just like a title screen almost.
God, I hate America.
There's like a 10-second skip intro button. It's there, but you barely skip anything.
It's an insult to even add it at that point. Let me skip this 10 seconds. It's really slowing me down.
Yeah, there's no actual like OP or song or anything, which is interesting because just judging by the art, I 100% guess that there would be.
It's because it's an American-made anime. They think Americans don't like OPs.
That's actually probably why it's garbage. It's very, it has a lot of Americanisms in the show.
I have a question about this being labeled anime but not Blue-Eyed Samurai. What's going on, Netflix?
True. Blue-Eyed Samurai is 100% more anime than this. This is more of just like a cartoon.
It's like, what's that show? Like DC Young Justice type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what this is. This just looks... The reason this is labeled as anime is because it looks similar to Demon Slayer almost. It's got all the like very pretty ambient lighting and all the really crazy special effects and everything like that. People love it.
The bells and whistles.
That's right. It's got all the things that make it look pretty and not make it look good, or not make it a good show. But anyways, enough about this. Not about shit talking this show. What's your next one?
My second one is that there are 2 Five Nights at Freddy's interactive novels coming later this year.
2? You're spoiled now.
I know, right? First one, the week before, people are speculating is going to be like about Phone Guy, who's from FNAF 1. And the second one, it's called Return to the Pit, which is interesting because they're making Into the Pit video game, also maybe coming this year, not sure. So they make also a sequel book for it. We're really going all in into the Pit.
Oh, wow. You're spoiled.
Truly. I need more.
First you had nothing, now you got everything.
I need the Help Wanted 2 DLC A stat.
What kind of... Did you say what kind of book this was? Is it a graphic novel?
It's an interactive book, so it's like a choose your own adventure, basically.
Oh. Okay. Can you go... Is it like the really old choose your own adventures where you can like go back and redo your thing, or is it like locked in?
I assume, because it is just a book.
Okay.
Can't lock me out my own pages.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like an online interactive book.
Oh yeah, no. But physical print media.
Fair enough. So, who is it about?
So the first one, it's suspected that it's going to be about Phone Guy, but I actually think it's going to be about the first FNAF guard from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, who was mentioned, but we never actually hear about by name. But it's either him or Phone Guy, because they're like the 2 mystery characters that they were there and they were a part of important things, but we never heard about them.
When is it coming out?
I think one is in September. I think that one's September, and then Return to the Pit is December.
What'd you say the first one was called?
The week before.
The week before?
Yeah.
Why does that sound so familiar? Was it a game?
Maybe.
That one sounds really familiar. Anyways, it's not FNAF related, but it sounds familiar. Oh, well, doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep trying to think of the name. Anyways. You're fine. So is this stuff going to be canon, or is it like its own separate thing?
It's presumably canon to the games. I think most things are more canon to the games than most people are willing to accept. It's just a refusal to accept it because then it means they have to go read a book to go figure out what's happening in the games.
God forbid people read.
Terrible.
Oh my. I just clicked on a tab and it started auto-playing the video.
The worst.
Shit out of me. Interesting. Well, how is the general FNAF fan base excited for this, or are they like not?
I think they're juiced for it, which is I don't know how the fans pick and choose which books they're excited for, but they seem juiced for it. Maybe it's because it's the leading theory that's about Phone Guy, and Phone Guy's like he's basically the first FNAF character, right next to Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt.
That's right.
Why is it called Phone Guy?
Because he's the guy that calls you on the phone.
Oh, okay. It's like personal assistants.
He's like the manager and also a former security guard, and he like leaves you these messages to tell you, 1, how to play the game, and 2, to drop lore.
Okay. I see. It always feels like there's discourse within the own FNAF fan base about what we're excited about and what we're not.
Oh, absolutely.
and like what's canon, what's not, what's happening with it's like always the worst.
We could do a whole
divisive fan base.
A whole episode on the Talbot Files. Stupidest thing that ever happened.
What are the Talbot Files?
So, I guess this group got together and someone has pulled the biggest troll ever, and they made a fake version of the Freddy Files, and the Freddy Files is like a compendium of like the lore so far, but like vague and mysterious still. And it had like a bunch of conclusions in it that like, solve the lore and such. And they're like, and for like 2 years, like, oh no, it's fake. And then someone from the group, I guess they were feeling salty, or they were like, they released an email saying, actually, that was from Scott saying, actually, this is real. And so the group was like, damn, fuck, you caught us. It's real. And then it got so big and people kept talking about it. And Scott, who he's been pretty inactive with the fandom for the last few years, but recently, like this year, he's been very active. So he comes on Reddit and he's like, I don't know what the fuck the Talbot Files are. What are you guys talking about? And he reads it and he's like, I didn't write this. I don't know what this is. So that means it wasn't real.
What a shit show.
So now everyone's like, well, we said it was real and that's the hill they're gonna die on. So now they're accusing Scott of lying and covering up. And it's the dumbest thing ever. Because if he really wanted to cover it up, 1, it would have been under NDA, and 2, he'd hit you guys with that DMCA takedown.
Where do you stand on the Talbot Files?
Oh, they are real in the sense that they exist, but it's effectively someone's printed out fan fiction.
I see. That's kind of the vibe I got after you explaining it. Fair enough. On a scale of like 1 to 10, how amped are you for these?
Oh, like a 10.
Oh, nice.
Maybe even a 9.
Finally, some good stuff coming out of the FNAF universe.
Yeah. While I wait haphazardly for the DLC.
That you're never gonna get.
It must be coming.
Yeah, just like Haunted Chocolatiers coming.
One day.
Yeah, well,
you gotta hold out hope.
Just like Elder Scrolls 6, right, guys? It's coming one day. They're not just gonna keep remastering it.
Listen, that's different.
No. Just like GTA 6 is coming.
Oh, surely that's coming. It's the size of Florida. It's just not coming till like 2028, maybe even 2030.
It's gonna be like 2032.
See, they're gonna release it next year, and it's just gonna be unplayable until 2032.
They're gonna pull a Cyberpunk good job.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awful, and nobody's gonna want to play it, and then they're gonna make it great.
But it'll be too late.
It'll be too late. That's the same problem with all the dropping of the episodes.
Yeah.
It's the exact same shit. Anyways, that's a whole other topic. My next one happens to be a video game.
Ooh.
Trailer dropped a few days ago And this game comes out September 7th.
Oh, wow.
September 13th of this year. It is Funko Fusion.
Oh, yeah!
I am wildly hyped for this game, and I have no idea why. Funko Fusion. I'm just going to straight up read the thing, the description on the Steam store. Experience a festival of fandom like never before in a Funko Fusion. Play through iconic worlds and mashup characters inspired by some of your favorite franchises in an action-adventure game with uniquely authentic, irreverent humor from the creative minds of 10 out of 10 games. Now, let me read you the intellectual property lists that are in this game, okay?
Oh, I'm juiced.
And you tell me what year you think this game should have came out. I'm going to quickly rattle them off, and then I'll get your opinion afterwards, okay?
Okay.
Back to the Future, Battlestar Galactica, Child's Play, Five Nights at Freddy's, Funko, in general, Hot Fuzz, Invincible, Jaws, Jurassic Park, Knight Rider, Masters of the Universe, Xena Warrior Princess, Voltron, The Walking Dead, Universal Classic Monsters, The Umbrella Academy, The Thing, Shaun of the Dead, it gets worse. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Nope, The Mummy, and Megan.
Oh, what is happening?
What fatty toke were they smoking?
I didn't realize it was the early 2000s again.
I'm so confused what this game is.
See, everyone accidentally signed their IP rights over it, including their souls, and now all their fucking IP is going to be in this game because they wanted little ugly Funko Pop figures.
It is single player. It has online co-op with and multiplayer, obviously. I don't think it's split screen, just because that's like obviously 2000s, but so are the fucking IP. This game, if you watch the trailer, literally looks like if they made a Lego game, but then made everything not Lego and replaced all the characters with Funko.
Exactly that.
It's literally 100% that. It has like realism animation. The fire and guns look exactly like a Lego game. And the action and like what you're doing looks literally 100% like a Lego ripoff. Like a modern Lego ripoff.
You sent me the trailer, and I'm like, okay, I guess we'll play this. And then it started flashing through all the IP. I'm like, FNAF! Well, now I gotta play it.
It has the weirdest
How the fuck did they get FNAF?
I don't know, but they're mixing FNAF with Scott Pilgrim.
With the Mummy!
With the Mummy? With Jaws, which just literally came out in like the 80s?
Jaws! You gotta play the shark.
Back to the Future? You can be playing fucking like Marty McFly? Battlestar Galactica, which hasn't been relevant since like 1990?
What the
I'm
fuck?
just so Knight Rider for some reason. I'm
surprised Shrek isn't on there.
And then you have Mummy, Nope, and Megan. What is Nope?
Nope was that Jordan Peele movie, but about aliens.
Oh, you're right. You're totally right. It is.
I haven't watched that yet, but one day.
What? And I'm so confused. I told Wolf though right away that we're playing this game.
Oh, we got
We're
it.
absolutely playing it.
I can't wait to drop like $20 on a stupid skin just for that, just so we can play it that 1 or 2 times.
I'm so confused about this game, but I'm like, I can't not play it. I have to know.
It's like Fortnite, but you know, Lego. Except I think that exists.
Fortnite Lego already exists as its own game. But now it's like Fortnite Lego with Funko Pop, and you remove
but ugly.
What? You
I hate the way Funko Pops look.
Well, they add in the ugly, I guess. Look at this picture from the Steam store. Look at that guy.
Why does he look like that?
Here's an even worse one. I'm not even sure what's going on in here.
Oh, what's behind her? I guess that's Battlestar Galactica.
No, that's the nope. You see it in the top left, top right corner. That's the nope creature.
Why does it look like that?
It's so weird.
And this is coming out so soon. So this has been in the works.
This is like a fully polished game. It looks, if you like this art style, like the Lego art style, it looks really good. Like, tell me this game doesn't look like a 2022 Lego game.
It looks exactly like that. The blocky
Right?
Dinosaur.
Yeah.
But the hyper-realistic graphics.
I want to know if they're going to have like actual voice acting or if it's going to be like old Lego games where it's just like a bunch of mumbling.
That's probably the mumbling. I feel like half those things they don't own the voice rights to.
Yeah, fair. Well, so what Lego did for the longest time, they just did literally mumbling. And yeah, it was literally that. And then they swapped in like one Jurassic Park game to the original audio clips of the movie.
Oh.
And it sounded fucking atrocious.
I bet.
Because they never did audio work. They literally just clipped it from the movie. And so I really hope that's what they do for this one because it's going to be so terrible.
It's like a musical mashup but with different movies.
I'm so you just hear like terrible like mic. It's gonna be great too because some of these, if you take like a Jaws audio clip from the fucking 70s, and then you just go to like I don't know, Nope, Megan or Nope, it's gonna be clear as crystal audio and it's gonna be awful. God, I'm so excited.
Oh, this is gonna steal the show.
It really, game of the year. Game of the year incoming.
All right, my last one is the Cult of the Lamb graphic novel, the first verse. And probably also the second and third.
Way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know you probably couldn't have guessed this. My sheer excitement for Cult of the Lamb.
I'm actually surprised that it's taken this long for them to get a graphic novel going.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened. I mean, I don't know what happened, but I know what happened.
Oh, give me the deets.
What they wanted was a TV show. But something people don't realize is that TV shows take a really long time to make. Animation takes a really long time. So if they wanted to do a cult...
Not that you have any experience in that.
Yeah, definitely not.
No, none at all.
So if they wanted to make a Cult of the Lamb animated show like everyone's been asking for, it would take like 3 years. 2 if we're being generous.
Right.
Generous.
Generous.
And they do what most animated indie creators do. And they made a comic, or not a webcomic, it's a graphic novel, but they made a comic instead. Mm-hmm. And it looks great so far. They showed like some teasers on the Kickstarter. I backed it.
Of course.
105 of my dollars. And I think this is probably the fastest a Kickstarter has ever reached its goal.
Yeah, you told me about this one that you were like ready to back it. And it sold out like within, at least the tier that you wanted to support was like less than an hour.
Yeah, it hit the goal in 5 minutes. And everything sold, all the good tiers, all the big tiers sold out within the hour.
Right, yeah. And the one that you wanted was 5 minutes. That's crazy. That is like, so I've been working on a Kickstarter project and we got funded, I don't know, in like, at least our minimum of what we needed was like a week.
Oh, wow.
But that's pretty quick for like a Kickstarter thing, you know, like Kickstarters normally go several months and ours was like in a week. But to have the entire thing fully funded and also most of the good tiers sold out, or at least the tiers that offer the most stuff sold out under an hour. That's crazy.
Insanity. And it hit all its stretch goals. The highest stretch goal was $666,000, and they hit it by the end.
Oh my God.
So now they have to add sex to the book somehow.
Do you remember what their minimum was?
Minimum?
What their goal was? Like what they were trying to reach?
I can look at it real quick.
Okay. Because I'd be curious about that.
It wasn't that high, I'll say.
Okay. That's easier to do, especially for a game that has a prolific fan base like this one. Because the project that I was on, we reached our minimum really quickly. We eventually hit all our stretch goals, but that took a bit longer.
Yeah. I found it. The original goal was $10,000.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But then they hit their entire thing, which is over $500,000.
Yeah, in like a month.
crazy. What is so is this going to be, do we know if it's going to be canon or anything, or is it its own separate story?
I'll call it loosely canon. Like, they have to follow certain guidelines, but the rest is up to their discretion. The writers and the writer and artists discretion.
I was going to say, who's doing it? Is it in affiliation with Cult of the Lamb, or is it like a separate studio?
It's an affiliation. They're doing it in collaboration with Oni Press, which is like it's our manga publisher for America, basically. That's what they've become.
Okay.
And you know what? It looks good. Looks pretty. I found the artist on Twitter. Now I follow them. Their art looks cool.
Nice. Is it one artist?
It's two.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, less than I thought still.
Oh, yeah.
How do they give any indication on how long it's going to be?
It looks like it's going to be... It's implied there's going to be multiple books, but they're launching the first book, the first verse, in December. But I feel like the first verse implies at least a second verse. And frankly, there's probably going to be 5, because there's 5 core characters. 5 core, arcs, or whatever the word is.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. You'll have to let me know how it is.
Oh, definitely.
I was less into the, lore of everything. Love the game, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
The game is fantastic. But you definitely delved extremely deep into the lore of everything.
I just couldn't let it go.
Could not.
And there's one more update coming. Probably by September or December also. Probably September. People don't like releasing things in December. FNAF's just a fucking weirdo.
Oh, the first verse. Huh. Wow, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the art style they're going with. Yeah. I'm excited for it. It's in good hands.
Good. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, that's cool.
I got the signed hardcover. What I wanted.
I was going to say, what was the tier that you missed out on?
The tier that I missed out on was Heretic Purple. It was going to be $500. And it, it was kind of a signed hardcover, a flag, a shirt, a couple different posters, and a special cover edition of it.
The special edition cover is, I think, the real prize there.
Yeah. All I can do now is look at it from or I could scour every bookstore when it launches and try to find it then.
Oh, so it's coming to mass print?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting. Unexpected.
Yeah. A lot of Kickstarter things don't always hit mass print. A lot of them do their sort of project, they fund it, and then they ship it to the backers.
Yeah.
And then normally that's kind of where it ends.
Yep.
It's interesting to hear that this is actually going to be mass produced.
Yeah, in store and everything. And I guess that has to do with their collaboration with Oni Press.
Oh, okay.
It's there. The big
cool. I mean, that's overall that's a good thing. So.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about that. Yeah, right. Cool. Well, you'll have to keep us updated.
Oh, naturally. Can't wait for our first book themed episode.
I know, right? We're gonna no viewers on that one. They don't want to listen to us read a book. It's all right. It's a graphic novel. They'll love it.
That'll be the best book they've ever read.
That's right. All right. We're pretty excited about a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Or current stuff in the case of the terrible show. Allegedly terrible show.
We'll find out next time.
Yeah. If I get roasted or not in the intro. All right, well, we got a question of the week from Rain. What is it?
This week's question of the week is, would you be a meister or a weapon? And what weapon would you wield/be? Now, a meister and a weapon are from this anime called Soul Eater, where you have meisters who are they're born with certain blood that allows them to wield people who turn into weapons. And they form a special soul bond that makes them it's called soul resonance, which makes them powerful together and wield better.
Why is it called a meister?
I don't know. It's Japanese. Maybe she thought it sounded cool.
Okay.
I think meister means talented at something, so you're just meister.
Interesting.
The main character, Maka, she wields her person turns into a scythe.
A scythe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Then there's Death the Kid, and he has 2 weapons, and they turn into twin pistols.
Okay.
There's Tsubaki, and her weapon, Black Star. He turns into like, they're like, there's a special word for them, but they're like sickles, but they're on a chain, and there's 2 of them.
Okay. Oh, like kunai? Or not, oh, well, no, that's something else. Okay, fair enough. I know what you're talking about, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, would you be a meister or a weapon?
I'd definitely be a weapon. I got those chaotic
tracks.
vibes. I think I'd be...
Do the weapons have like a personality? Like, are they like... Are they inanimate?
No, they're like actual people. And they just happen to turn into this weapon.
So they turn into a weapon and they're aware of what they're doing at the time, right?
Yes.
Like they retain everything that... Okay. Fair enough. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. In terms of like what I'd be, I of course lean towards scythes because scythes are cool. But alternatively, I'd probably be like a spiky mace ball.
Oh yeah, like a morning star.
Yeah, that.
So a morning star is a spiky mace ball, but a mace is the same thing, but it's on a chain instead of just attached to a pole.
I see. The first one, then, the morning star.
Morning star. Okay, fair enough. That's right. I can see it. So okay, I have to ask, why are scythes cool?
I don't know.
Because I don't disagree with you. I agree with you. But then I'm like, what makes a scythe cool? Is it just the presence that it has?
Maybe it's like it's so because technically it is not a weapon. It's a farming tool.
It's a farm tool.
But something about wielding a scythe is just so raw.
Well, so there's the connotation or correlation of it with the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Which is why it's probably cool.
Probably our subconscious association.
Right. Exactly. And the reason it's a scythe is because he's a harvester, or it, depending on how you feel about, death's gender.
Yeah.
It is a harvester of souls. And so that's why, when you use a scythe, you harvest wheat and you just fucking chop everything down.
Reap souls, reap wheat.
Right. Exactly. And so that's the whole thing there. But I agree with you. Scythes are cool. I obviously would be a meister. I don't see myself as being a weapon. Unless I don't think I would be a weapon.
Fair enough.
I'm too particular to be a weapon, I think. But
there is.
I think...
Funny you mentioned that. There is a weapon out there that is so particular that only one person has ever been able to wield it. And then that person died, so they've been sitting in a cave for like the last couple thousand years.
What is the weapon?
Excalibur.
I should have guessed. I knew it was going to sound like some artifact like that. God. Cringe. I could have guessed. Put my clairvoyance into the world like that.
Absolutely.
I think I would have... My immediate thought was some sort of axe. Because everyone, says the lumberjack vibe.
Yeah.
And so I think I would go with 2, hand axes.
Ooh, hand axe.
That sort of thing. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Medium-sized dual wield hand axing.
Oh, you got 2 bitches with you, too. One for each shoulder.
Honey on the left and the right. That's what I'm working with. So is it just a manga or is it also an anime?
It's an anime, but they never finished the anime, unfortunately.
Oh, shame. It sounds cool though.
It is. It's real cool. It's one of those classics. And
the name was familiar.
Yeah. And then the author, the absolute madman, ended up making Fire Force. And then you get to the end of he finishes writing Fire Force, and he reveals that Fire Force was actually a prequel to Soul Eater. And so I'm hoping Fire Force does so good they come back and they finish the Soul Eater anime.
Oh, well, that could be.
I can only hope.
These days, people love rebooting old stuff.
Yeah, they rebooted Fruits Baskets of all things, and Black Butler. They rebooted Black Butler before they did fucking Soul Eater. The Shotokan freak anime.
I was gonna say that one surely is not living up to what it used to be this day.
It was a product of its time, and they should have left it there.
That's right. All right, Wolf, take it away.
I'm Wolf, taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 116 of You're Ridiculous. We hope to see you guys all again next week. If you like that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast, or ridiculous_cast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Or you can follow us on our mains at Lucas at 7 Angry Wasps with an E, and me at Rainbow Does without the W. Hope to see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.